Take me out one more time is all you said to me.
Thrive in
And I
art,
swore I
culture, and
heard a
joyful acts of
smile in your
resistance.
voice. I heard a
Welcome back. I
smile
missed you last week. I'm so
over the
happy to be here
frozen
today. And
to me.
today
Told
I
me
have a wonderful
once
guest,
you couldn't
Valentina
say
Aragon, who is the
what I
co-founder,
said to
co-owner,
you. I
and
told you I'd
CEO
be
of
over
Akanab.
soon. I'll be over
And she is
soon.
also a Navajo
Get out
entrepreneur.
of the
Welcome,
car.
Valentina. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you.
Oh my gosh, it's so
I'm
good to see you too.
It has. It's been almost a year, probably. I'm really excited to chat with you because uh, if the whoever's listening, if you're familiar, Akanab is, excuse me, uh, technical problem. Sorry about that. Akanab is one of a very well revered fashion. Would you call it a fashion house, fashion designer label,
Fashion brand out
fashion
of
brand?
the West. We are wanting to build our own brick and mortar somewhere eventually one day, and have a storefront and a place that we call Fashion House.
That's so great.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That is really exciting news. In the meanwhile, you travel across the country and you go to different native art shows and ex- I'm so sorry. You know, I I put my phone on not, what do you call, do not disturb, and it apparently doesn't work. So I apologize for that. So tell us about your travels throughout the US and internationally, and how you've shared your work with people.
Oh my gosh. Before all this pandemic, we
Yes.
traveled to basically we've been from California all the way out to Maine. Um, but we would take our message of who Akanab is. Akanab is a couture fashion brand that celebrates the strength and empowerment of women worldwide through our designs that are tied to our culture and modern style. And a lot of that has to do with our matrilineal culture. Both Acoma and Navajo have that same tie to the empowerment of women, or we instill that empowerment into women to become stronger and more confident. And we try to take that message to all the different shows and fashion shows that we do in the various different cities. We haven't gone international yet. Our clothing may have.
Your clothes probably have.
We are looking forward to that day where we do start presenting on those stages internationally. But basically, what we are about is celebrating women empowering themselves to become stronger, to be more confident, to claim their rights, whether it's culturally or in the workplace. Whatever it is that they feel that empowers them and gives them the strength to do the things that they feel that will empower themselves to do something about their wants, their needs, their opinions, their beliefs, and their feelings in everyday life, that give them that confidence, and to also instill these same things in their children.
So can we go back to the beginning? I'd love to hear about how Akanab was formed and developed, and as you said, you're working toward a shop, a brick and
Yeah.
mortar shop. But I'd really like to know how Akanab started.
Oh my gosh, it was a long process, long and teary process, I would say. We Lauren and I, we went to a fashion show at Phoenix Fashion Week, and they were doing a kind of like a competition, to where it was global and also local designers. And we noticed that there were no Native American designers on this Southwest fashion show. It's in our own backyard, you know, and we were kind of like, we could do this. We could totally represent Native Americans on this bigger stage.
So were you both involved in fashion before that point? That point,
that was what was the crazy part. He was an engineer, and I work in the insurance industry. I took care of over 5,000 different agents for insurance through a company that I worked for. And he was all into the whole mechanical engineering stuff that he was doing, but he always had the artistic side of him that he grew up with from his family. You know, they instilled a lot of these different artistic stuff in him, and we actually collaborated together on card making, and we did a lot of together, and we build upon that, and then we became something bigger. And attending this Phoenix Fashion Week was a big turning point for us, and it opened our eyes, this is something that we can do. This is something that we can basically empower ourselves to do something a little bit more, to bring awareness to our cultural beginnings and our cultural sense of style, I guess you could say, that other people have taken upon themselves to represent us. So we're like, we are still here. We are still alive. We can represent ourselves. We don't need anybody trying to tell our story or to do things for us and represent us, when we could clearly do it ourselves.
And do it beautifully. So that was the beginning.
Yes, that was the beginning, the formation of Aconav. And
Lauren he made jewelry as well?
Yes, he made jewelry. He did 2D art, like ink drawings. And I did, I come from a generation of weavers.
Okay.
So my mom has taught us, and her family has taught her, and it was just passed down to us. So I have a sense of textile in that form of weaving and stuff. I don't normally have that out there, but I do weave. I do some watercoloring. I do some, I like to play around with, what do you call, sort of like scrapbooking forms. So I do a lot of that, but that's a lot of things that I just don't put out there for sale and stuff like that. But
but you have that. You have that creative spirit, and your contributions to Aconav obviously show that. Right. So fast forward to having this idea that we could do this, we should do this. It's very important to represent ourselves. What was the first big step?
Okay, the first big step was educating ourselves to become more knowledgeable in the industry. Obviously, because we didn't have that in our little background of knowledge. So we started pursuing that part of it. And we started doing little shows at these Indian markets, to where, kind of get our feet wet. Like, what do we expect? What do we want to know? And we've actually, Lauren actually went and did some competitions, to where, he would win some acknowledgement, kind of trying to put ourselves out there to bring awareness of who we are and what we were trying to do. And he's also done some fellowships through that he's won, that helped actually launched our fabric printing that we did with the designs, the Native American design.
Yeah, can we talk about the fabric printing? Because I feel like you both were you're kind of revolutionary in that area. Just taking the next step in entrepreneurship, where it wasn't just, hand printed, limited quantity, but really bringing it into more of a, I guess mass produced is the wrong word, but just so it's more available and more at a at an easier price point for people. Can you share why you decided to take that step? Because I know in the native art world and in the shows, there's always this kind of push-pull about what is authentic or real or art, native art. What does that mean? And there's always this conversation. There's this kind of butting heads. Did you find that was an issue, and what was your impetus for like saying, no, we're doing that, like we're printing fabric, we're moving to the next level?
We found that easy to do.
Because that was in your vision. You're like, nah, that all didn't matter. That's good. That's why you're a visionary.
We understood the
economics of it, I'm sure.
Well, that was part of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, when you print, when you take it to printing a lot of the fabric, and instead of hand doing it, it brings the price point down, and it makes it a lot less cheaper for people to purchase. Not that it cheapens us, it just makes it more available.
It makes it more accessible, right?
It makes it more accessible, but yet it's still high end. And we still comply with the regulations for, like, say, Indian markets that require original stuff. And we still do that. I mean, that's why we label ourselves as a couture brand, because we also do those special one-offs still, so that we comply with those rules and regulations that are imposed upon us.
Right.
And we also want to cater to everybody else, because it's just not, because not everybody's going to buy couture. It's only
I think
percentage out there that purchase that, and that limits us. And we don't.
And that's so smart. You want to make it accessible for everybody, and you are, and that's the beauty of Agonav. I mean, from your couture pieces that are very high end to making T-shirts and beautiful scarves, and people come up to your booth and they see something they can bring home for themselves, and that's what makes it super special. And you have these bow ties on your website, and there's just so much. So that's really smart, and so that conversation is so interesting, because there are these people from a very old way of thinking that are like, oh, well, you can't do that. Well, why can't Native people push to the next level and be entrepreneurs and grow their businesses? I mean, of course, that's what we should be doing.
Yes, and that also helps us bring to the forefront that, you know, our art, everything is here, that we are making this, and it announces it out there, like, you know, hey, we can do this. We're not limited in any way.
Exactly. And then you become more visible globally. And so I think it's brilliant. And but let's talk about the couture pieces that Lauren designs for the fashion. And there's a fashion show coming up on Saturday,
July 11th at 6 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. But it's really unusual. We're taking things to a new level. We're becoming more innovative in regards to the current situation, the pandemic that's going on. It's actually pushing us to evolve and do something different, and to still bring a fashion show to the public, but without the public being there. So this is going to be a first time thing ever, and I'm pretty excited. It's actually with Phoenix Fashion Week. It's their Spring into Style fashion show, but it's going to be virtual this year. It's basically a style trend show, and we're selling virtual tickets. So instead of people purchasing tickets to come and see the fashion show, we're going to be doing this fashion show virtually. And I'm pretty excited about it, because it's a little bit different and something new, and that's always brings excitement. And
you participated in this show in person before for many years, and Lauren and Agonav won a distinguished award. Was it last year?
No, it was back in oh my gosh, 2018. He won Couture Fashion Designer of the Year, or Agonav won the couture fashion.
Unbelievable. Really wonderful. I remember that was so
Great
exciting.
accomplishment for Native America in general.
It was very exciting. Yes. So I'm really looking forward to this fashion show on Saturday. To get tickets, people can go to which website?
They can go to Phoenix Fashion Week.
Phoenix Fashion Week.
Phoenix
Okay.
Or
and do you know how much are tickets?
They're $35.
Okay, great. And it's going to be beautiful because I've seen photos. I've only seen it virtually myself because I'm all the way out here. So this experience would probably be similar.
I'm excited about it, just the way they're going to do it and present it. We're even going to have a virtual pop-up shop too.
Oh, that's great.
So,
that's great.
We'll see how that goes.
All right. So buy your tickets on Phoenix. What is my issue with Phoenix Fashion Week? Phoenix Fashion Week's website. And we're going to take a break. This is Rise and Thrive on Usula Media. I'm here with Valentina Aragon. We'll be back soon.
It's alright with me. Roll me around in your head. Just one more time in your bed. Tell me a lie so I can.
I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. And even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, Maria, and she convinced me to continue my education. Just never judges. She's a true role model.
From the depths of my heart, I thank you, Maria, for being a friend and a beautiful person. No one receives a diploma alone, and I'm honored to share this moment with you. Thank you.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And it's alright with me. It's alright with me. It's alright.
Agoyo on Rise and Thrive, Indigenous art, culture, and joyful acts of resistance on Usula Media. I'm here with Valentina Aragon from Akanav, and we've been having the best conversation because all I can think of when I talk to you is just, I have this in the back of my head, these gorgeous garments walking down the runway, so sleek and streamlined and exquisitely made. So this is just so fun to find out the backstory behind all of it. So thank you, Valentina, for joining me this morning.
No problem. I'm enjoying it.
What I want to talk about now, because we talked a little bit about the fashion line, but I'd really like to talk about your involvement in the company. And I think a lot of us know you as behind the scenes, but obviously you're a powerhouse, dynamic businesswoman. So tell us what your world is like at Akanav. Tell us all of it.
Oh, wow. I like to say I am the jack of all trades.
Okay.
It can be anywhere from as simple as setting up appointments all the way to last minute running around adjusting models for photo taking. I do a ton of different things behind the scenes. There's the majority of it that stresses me out a lot. is the business side of it.
Mhm.
There's just so much. You think fashion, people just think it's a glamorous life. It's all about, being chic and
And models and
models,
taking pictures. Yeah.
and being happy. And I am happy,
But
but
come on, you're always happy.
it comes down to the business side of it. You don't see anybody talking about the business side of fashion. There is a business side of fashion, and it's a lot of work.
Is that where the tears that you were talking about
Yes,
come in?
that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And I like to say it takes hours and hours of preparation, business, sewing, getting things together just for a minute of glamour. It takes hours and hours of work
Yes.
just for that small little 5-minute fashion show. But yet, all this work went into it before. So it can go from doing research, looking into the surrounding industry of where you're going to present your fashion show, making those connections socially and publicly, and reaching out to people that actually live there also to come and see your show. And then the logistics of it comes into, okay, what are we going to market to that area or to this group of people? We do the emails, the reach outs, the messages, the chats, connecting with people, or even going as far as going to some functions and networking, because networking is really the big thing about promoting your brand. And that takes time, that takes work. And then, that's a small little part. And then you have to go home and you have to do the research in regards to, well, what type of fabric am I going to use? What am I going to present? All of this stuff. And it just compiles all together. And then it comes to a beautiful presentation.
Right, gorgeous, and that's what the world sees. And you definitely have your photographers and videographers at the ready to capture it, so it can live on forever, right? Yes, it's. I was tired listening to everything that you do. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of work, and it's a passion. It has to be your passion in order to really want to push through on it.
Definitely, I always say, you should do what you love, and it becomes to a point where sometimes you'll be working 15 hours, but it's something that you love to do.
Yeah, and so do you call yourselves a family business?
Yes, we are a family business.
So what is that like? How does that work? Do you feel like it's pretty balanced, or does it sometimes feel complicated?
Sometimes it gets complicated, but that's only because we all have different functions to do. But we do understand that we need to jump in and help in different areas. And that goes as far as, even if Lauren needs help making patterns, or if Lauren needs help with dressing models, or if Hilda, who's our master seamstress, if she needs pinning done, like, I'll jump in and do all these little things, and vice versa. If I need help in the business side, they also jump in and help too. And it's a lot of cross training. And sometimes, we're the type of person where you might be the same way. You're so used to doing something a certain way, and then you try to teach somebody else, and it can kind of get a little bit frustrating because they have a different way of doing things. So it's a lot of letting go of things, the way you do things, and letting someone else go ahead and flourish and blossom and do however they think they can do this, because in the end, it comes out basically the same. It's just not your way of process of doing it. Right. And sometimes it's a little hard because we're like, I want it done this way, but eventually it gets done. but it's a lot of working together and compromising with different things that we do. And that's how we're able to work together, because it's a kind of like push and pull kind of thing, and then helping each other when we see each other struggle in certain areas, or we need help, or we're getting behind on something. We all jump in and help one another to complete the task.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a really good balance there. And that, I mean, I imagine, and I've seen it when we worked with you at We Are the Seeds, how there's just a lot of, we're up on time constraints. It's 100 degrees outside. There's models that have been getting ready for 8 hours. And there's so many factors, there's so many elements and variables that we can't really control, and things do tend to get very stressful under those circumstances, but you always seem to have it together and have it handled. And as soon as it starts on stage, everyone's just like flawless. So it's really amazing to watch the balance and the respect that your team has for each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I always like to say Phoenix Fashion Week really trained us for a lot of these situations because of the boot camp that we took. It's like they threw a lot of real life scenarios at us, and we actually, that was kind of like a real boot camp for us, because we saw a lot of the different things and challenging things that popped up on doing a fashion show or doing a fashion line, coming up with your collections. They really helped us with that process. And at the same time, they taught us, like, this is what happens. This is how you need to do. This is how you need to overcome. And they empowered us, as Native Americans, we're not used to that sort of environment. So in a way, they empowered us to empower ourselves to overcome a lot of these other issues that pop up in life.
What do you mean that in that sort of environment?
The chaotic environment.
Oh, okay.
Where anything can happen. And, you just
it's just so fast paced and things being thrown at you at all times.
Yeah, because anything can go wrong, and you just have to be quick and jump on that and turn a negative into a positive. Yeah,
let's talk about, I saw recently, well, it was before quarantine, but you were in Vegas. Were you in Vegas was it an entrepreneurship summit or something like that?
Yes, that was the RES conference.
Okay. And was it specifically based on entrepreneurship, the part that you were attending?
Yes, the part that we were attending was mostly, we were part of the pop-up booths. So we were there to also present our company and network with all these other people from the different Native American communities, and help spread what our fashion brand is about. And I enjoy it because I get to network with a lot of different women, and and men too.
Well, is this the one where you did have workshops with women about growing business, or how? I'm trying to remember, because I saw you had posted a series of images and inspirational quotes and things during that time and after that time. So is that were you talking about the same event?
That one, I think you might be talking about where I participated in the Dreamcatcher project.
Okay. I think that's what it was.
That was all Navajo entrepreneur women.
Oh.
It was, I cannot say enough positive things about that program. It really instilled my beliefs and values, and helped me push beyond where I was struggling with what it is to be a Navajo entrepreneur. I don't know. I was like in tears.
Wow.
From taking this week-long program with them, and to be surrounded by these other Navajo entrepreneur women, I couldn't explain it. It was just so uplifting, and I felt so powerful there. And just the feeling of being surrounded by these wonderful, beautiful women who were all pushing towards the same thing I was, it felt right. It felt right that, you know, we connected and created this bond, and we still talk to each other. We still have Zoom meetings every week, and we're out there supporting each other. And that's a form of empowerment for me, is to empower other women too, because, you know, we need that as women. We need to empower each other and,
Yes.
you know, praise each other, lift each other up.
Right.
It's helping the process of becoming another woman to be more stronger and confident in themselves. It brings you a whole new different feeling. And that's what ACONAV is about. You know, we want to help empower these women. We want these women to become stronger and more confident so that they can achieve their goals and their dreams, whatever it may be that they want in life. And that's what I found in that group, that, you know, they were actually empowering me. And that was amazing because, you know,
Yeah.
I've always been empowering women. I've been like helping and lifting others. It just felt good that someone else turned around and did that same thing to me.
Good for you. And it was obvious,
No.
you know, that's why it sticks out in my mind, because I couldn't remember what it was exactly. But when you were done, it was obviously very powerful for you, just seeing you posting on social media. And there was there seemed to be a bit of a shift. And it was just amazing. And I just was wondering what that whole thing was about. But when you're talking about, you didn't say the word conflict, but you said something about how you felt about being a Navajo entrepreneur. Were there discussions about like how inherently, I know for me, I have these things like where I'm inherently like, no, I don't deserve that, or no, I'm not allowed to really do that. That's for other people who get to do those things, and then you have to go to therapy for it.
I was just going to say, it was almost like going to a therapist.
Yeah. to realize that, you know, you're allowed to think that you can have those things. It's not bad to be successful. It's not, I catch myself a lot feeling like I'm not allowed to say a good thing happened to me today.
Yes.
So are you talking about that or something totally different?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, is that, you know, as Navajo women, you know, we're taught to be humble. We're taught to, you know, don't raise yourself up above others. But, you know, it's a whole different world out there from where you culturally come from your background. In order to succeed out there, you have to be different. You have to be out there. You know, who better to praise yourself than yourself, to say, hey, this is what I do. This is what I'm capable of doing. This is my accomplishments. And you have to boast about it in order for people to see you outside, I guess, the reservation.
Right. In business, it's very important.
Very different.
You have to make a stand for yourself, or no one else is going to do it for you.
Yes. And that was part of the thing that they were trying to instill in us, is, you know, you need to be out there. You are representing who you are, and you need to stand out there, stand and be confident in who you are and what you're wanting to do business wise, because, you know, that's the only way you're going to be able to get out there. If you're shy about it, if you're not boastful about what you do, no one's going to pay attention. No one's going to see what message that you're trying to bring across. And it was just amazing to hear from these different mentors, and it was just awesome. That's all I can say, is if any Navajo entrepreneur woman could be a part of that program, apply for it. Be part of it.
It's called Dream Catchers, right?
Yeah, Dream Catchers Project.
It sounds so wonderful.
Yes, I just couldn't believe what they were able to provide for us, and to the different people, the mentors. They brought in like accounting people.
Wow.
inspirational speakers, mentors that stick with you because they want to be part of this program. And they're not just for Navajo women. They've even went overseas and did the same thing for women over there that they offered the same type of mentorship and program too. So, and they've done some where they've done a mixed tribes too. The one I participated in was just for Navajo women. So that was different too, because they've never done that before. So we were the first group of Navajo women that they brought just one tribe together.
So I'm sure you had a lot to teach them as well.
Yes. They were amazed, like how all of a sudden they said they were so used to it took like a couple of days for women to actually connect and actually feel comfortable. But what was so fun about this was that we instantly all connected the first night that we had dinner, and we just all started talking. We started introducing ourselves clan wise, and we found out, who was our sisters and who, how we were related to each other that way. And it was just, from there, it was just phenomenal.
Sounds so great. It's so great. We're going to take a quick break. This is Rise and Thrive on Usala Media. We'll be back.
Without a care in the world, and that sad look that you bear when you think there's no one there.
I came out.
And it's alright with me. It's alright with me. It's alright with me. Roll me around in your head just one more time in your bed. Tell me a lie so I can play.
Here, I wish I could do one.
And I'm honored to share this moment with you. Thank you.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
It's alright with me. And it's alright with me. It's alright.
Wondering what I'm doing.
What's going on?
Roll me around in your head.
And we're back. This is Tailinh Agoyo on Rise and Thrive on Usala Media. I'm here with Valentina Aragon. We're having the greatest conversation about fashion and business and Native entrepreneurship. I really want to talk about this new world we're living in. When we first moved into this becoming, the global pandemic started coming here where we are, and everybody started having to quarantine and stay home. What I first noticed was Akanab was like, okay, I guess we're not going anymore. Let's make masks. Like, you guys, I never saw anybody, like, you shifted faster. First of all, everyone's faster than the government, but you were faster than like Gap. You were faster than the hospitals. Like, you had PPE up like that. And that, to me, I was just not surprised, but completely blown away, because not only were you supplying, I'd love you to talk about, you're working in partnership with an organization to supply masks to community, but I'd like to know, what I was going to say is, like, you had everything going, and not only did you just have PPE available, but it's like the most stunning, it's the most stunning stuff that you can get. And everybody's popping up online wearing them, and I need to get my own, actually. But so tell us how that transition happened, and when I mean, it just seemed like you jumped in so quickly, and you are working so much now to provide, you've been doing a lot of donations and things like that. So share.
Oh, wow. It was, I'm probably like one of million. Aquanav is just like millions of other businesses where everything just suddenly came to a halt.
Gone.
Each of our fashion shows, our pop-up booths, our fashion pop-up booths and boutiques, they all started canceling one by one. And it was kind of, at first, it was kind of like, what are we going to do? Panic.
It's heartbreaking.
Yes, because this is our bread and butter.
Right.
What are we?
And it's your passion, and you've been preparing for things for years, and then it's just gone.
You know, we had these sketches, we had these ideas and dresses, what we're going to present, and it just all came to a screeching halt. And then it became, okay, what are we going to do? What? What can we do? You know, so first it was like, okay, what do we need to provide to the community or our clients, our patrons, that is a need out there? Once again, Phoenix Fashion Week boot camp training trained us for this.
Mm-hmm.
They said, be prepared, because, you know, markets crash. Recessions happen.
Wow.
You need to be able to stay on your feet. You need to grasp those opportunities. You need to be aware of the trends. You need to be aware of the need in society in order to stay afloat, in order for your business, in order for you to push through these financial struggles that happen in society. So we saw the growing need for masks. And it was something that we actually had to research for, because, you know, we did have people come in and say, oh, do you think you can sew for our company? Oh, do you think you can provide this? But, you know, we weren't sure of what the regulations and the requirements and what was okay to do. And because we were also worried about our liability.
Right.
In regards to this. So we were diligent about doing the research, seeing what CDC required and recommended. And then we saw where the masks had to be 100% cotton, and what worked well as a filter, because a lot of the stuff that, you know, that were being requested was not available anymore, because, you know, this didn't just happen here. It happened across the world.
Over the world.
So we see a lot of the shortage in those different items that are requested a lot. Yeah. So we had to do that research and we saw that the cotton was the best availability to us to use and to make these masks. So, you know, we already had a lot of these designs that we used in our fashion, and people have already purchased a lot of these different prints that we made into couture dresses, or a lot of designs were already used. So it just made sense to use those same designs, because then people can also accessorize.
Yes.
Women to purchase. Our masks.
Well, that's what your masks are so affordable.
Yes, but you know, there are some people that just that $10 could mean a lot.
Oh, right. No, I understand.
Yeah.
That's separate than that.
Yeah.
I know some people can't afford that, but I was saying in relation to, say, a couture dress, or even a I mean, you have dresses on all different price points, but $10 for a mask is something like, okay, I can wear my Actina fashion statement, and it's accessible.
A lot of that is donated time. So,
I mean, that's what I was wondering. It seems like you're probably sewing all the time and working like.
It's basically consumed us now.
Mm-hmm.
That we're providing a need for the community, because.
Can you talk about that? What are you providing for the community?
We are providing. We're donating masks to different different organizations. We've sent some to a lot of like it just kind of depends. I work with I can't remember the organization. It's oh my gosh.
It's okay. We can post it. I know that happens when we're talking, but we can post it up later.
Of seamstresses that have come together, and they sew masks for different communities and different businesses that are in need of these. And we are working with them. I do a lot. We donate them to wherever they tell us the need is. So
okay.
So whatever business they give us, we donate to them.
Okay.
So we've also had people, our own clients and patrons, that actually also donated to us to just go ahead and make masks too. They've actually given us money to provide masks to different people of need and different communities.
That's amazing. So how many have you provided to people in need so far? 100, probably thousands?
Over 100, definitely.
Wow.
But we are working on some more right now to donate, and I wish I could just pop off the top of my head, but we've already sent several out, and they've received them, and they were thankful. But this organization is the one that has a list of different people, and then they just hand us the information like, okay, they need some masks over here, and then we send them out and mail them to those areas for free.
That's wonderful. That's really great. Yeah, because the need is definitely there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only done from generosity of the people that are ordering from us also. Because
so you have masks available on your website, acanav.com. They're not available today. I think you're planning to have a launch.
We do them every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
To help us control and keep our numbers in check. Because like I was saying before, a lot of the fabric and different things, they're not readily available.
Mm-hmm.
So we order them, and then we have to wait for the stuff to come in, and then we make them based off of the requests that people want them.
So do you have a long waiting list right now?
Yes. But, we put in those 15-hour days to get them done.
It's like, this is date night, honey. Can we talk about I Will Carry You children's books? So you are partnering with a book that I have been working on, I Will Carry You, written by Colleen Farwell. And at Seeds last year, we did a fashion show, and Lauren printed fabric based on images from the book. And so these masks are made out of that fabric. So it's really exciting. Can you share more about it?
I always like working with Seeds.
We love working with you.
It's so much fun in regards to, the sky's the limit. You guys allow us to do with whatever we come up with in regards to a fashion show. And we always have fun coming up with new ideas.
Oh yeah, such great ideas.
And it's kind of like we have no restrictions. So that's
we trust in your brilliance.
So basically we could do whatever we want with that. And the I Will Carry You, it was phenomenal. I can't say more positive things about that whole collaboration. And then just the creative work from the different designers that participated, and just, to bring to life a book was just amazing. I was just blown away by it. And to have all these different designers participate and put in their work and help bring this book to life was something amazing to see.
It was magical, really.
Yes.
I mean, it was just, there was something about it bringing that book to life. And if any of our listeners, viewers want to go to iwillcarryouchildrensbook.com, you'll see photos from that fashion show. It's pretty fantastic. So there are masks now.
Yes. So there are masks now. And it just takes it another step further and pushes the book and the designs out there more, and which we are happy to be a part of. And
they're adult and children's size, so that's really cute. There's the matching
so
parent have and child
protective mask, and you'll have the book.
And you have the book. The whole set. It's gorgeous. It really is really gorgeous. So we're really excited to get that out in the world too. It's just a fun. It's just a. To what? You're excited to what?
I'm so excited that it got launched off.
It's always wonderful to partner with you, and you just have so many creative ideas. And Akenev, the work at Akenev is just so exquisite and well done. And it's just not just talking about the garments, but really like all the behind the scenes things that you do with the marketing. And there's so much attention to detail. And there's so much professionalism that it's just always, in my capacity at Seeds and my capacity at I Will Carry You, it's just a very easy relationship. And I think it's a mutually beneficial relationship. It's just really nice to have. And it's not often that you can find that.
Yeah. We're always about working and collaborating with people, because that becomes part of the empowering other people,
right?
Because you want to help them make their dreams come true too, and help them shatter those glass ceilings if they need help.
That's right.
That's all part of invoking the empowerment.
Evoke empowerment, which is something that is it your tagline, or is it
our tagline?
Evoke empowerment
with everything.
I love it.
I see something, I'm like, evoke empowerment.
You wake up in the morning, you're like brushing your teeth, you're like, evoke empowerment. Yeah, so I think we only have a few minutes left. How are you doing in, other than being super busy, like how are you doing in the day-to-day? It's just been such a shift. So I feel like you're taking the challenge and running with it and finding all the positives where you can. But how are your day-to-day? How is your day-to-day?
Oh, my day-to-day. Like I said, the masks are it's consumed us right now. So every day it's, what do we need to get done today? And at the same time, we're still trying to prepare for this virtual fashion show. And the background behind all of this too, still. And it can be stressful, but it's how you handle the stress and how you push past those negativities and things that seem to be popping up and getting in the way. And we're still able to accomplish a lot of the things that we set out to do. And this virtual fashion show will be the first of its kind. So we'll see how that goes, because who knows, maybe this might be the new norm for the next couple of years.
Right.
And we need to adjust to these new ways of doing things. And
it allows for a lot of creativity too, in between all of that.
So it's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of okay, what will work in this new scenario, and how can we overcome these different challenges that now have popped up and presented itself in the new way of doing things during this pandemic. And we don't want to fail.
Failure is not an option.
Exactly.
So are you having, so it'll be on stage with models, but no audience. Is that how it's working?
Yeah.
So you'll be there, but socially distant.
Well, we'll be there
managing it. Oh, so you're not even going to be with the models.
No.
Wow.
It's a whole different way of what they're doing. Everybody has to check it out. And
okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be different than a normal typical fashion show, but we're still presenting our fashion.
That is so
I'm excited
interesting.
about it.
I'm intrigued. So if people want to help, is there an opportunity? You said people were donating to you to make masks for folks in need. So is there an opportunity for our listeners to donate or figure out how to help you help others?
Yeah. They can contact us through our website, the info@aconav.com. And if they're wanting to donate or they'll just need to contact us and we'll make it happen.
And then that'll be more work for you. So what's your plan for today? What's on the agenda?
My agenda today is to work on more masks, complete some more orders, and then of course I have a Zoom.
Oh, you have a Zoom meeting
with the Dream Project Catcher people,
right?
And planning for and looking forward to this virtual fashion show to make sure that we have everything that we need in place.
I'm so excited about that. Tell me about the masks. I saw something posted today that there's a different, you had to pivot because there's lack of materials.
Yes.
There's a supply chain issue. So now they're adjustable, which is like you created something great out of an issue.
Yes. So we've come up with adjustable straps.
Yeah.
It's the type of material that is like what you use in one
of those hats or something.
Yeah.
That's great because my ears always hurt with the masks.
Yeah. So, and we also made the straps available, the elastic straps too.
Oh, that's great.
So that'll help us our struggles with the fabric shortage. So at least we'll have the fabric for the face part, and we've come up with different options for the straps now.
Brilliant. Okay, everybody check out aconav.com, see masks that are available on Wednesday. Phoenix Fashion Show will be on Saturday. If you feel like donating to get some more masks made for communities in need, go to info@aconav.com. Valentina Aragon, it has been my pleasure to talk to you today. It has been so fun because we never have time to talk, ever.
I know.
So I've enjoyed it so much.
But we're both busy women, so
yes,
we are. Getting it done.
We're getting it done. Thank you. I really appreciate your time, and say hi to Lauren for me.
I will.
All right. This is Tailinh Agoyo on Rise and Thrive, Indigenous Art, Culture, and Joyful Acts of Resistance on Usula Media. Thank you. We'll see you next week.